Hey everyone, it's Justin again. In the last video, we learned how to use the recursive and explicit formulas for geometric sequences. But what if you're given the wrong one for the situation? Well, in this video, you're going to learn how to convert between the two forms. We already know the two forms, as well as what situations they're useful for. The recursive formula is useful when you're trying to find several terms in a row, while the explicit form is better for finding specific terms, especially ones deep into the sequence. But what if we're given the recursive form and asked to find a specific term? Or what if we're given the explicit form and we're asked to find several terms in a row? Well, we just convert them, of course. The process is super similar to when we converted between the arithmetic forms. We pull out the initial term and common ratio from the given form, and we insert them into the desired form. This is why it's so important to understand the parts of each form. Here's an example. Any term is negative 2 times the previous term, starting with 3. What is the ninth term? If we need to find a specific term, why would we want the recursive formula? We should probably convert this into the explicit formula. First, identify the common ratio in the initial term. According to this recursive formula, the common ratio is negative 2, and the first term is 3. So then we just pop those into the explicit formula, and now we have what we need to find the ninth term. N is 9, negative 2 to the 8th power is 8 negative 2's being multiplied together, which is 256. 3 times 256 is 768. So the ninth term in this sequence is 768. But we had to convert the recursive formula to explicit first. Here's another one. Any term equals 243 times 1/3 to the power of n minus 1. What are the first 3 terms? Well, first of all, why are we using an explicit formula to find back-to-back terms? Let's make it recursive by pulling out the first term and common ratio, and then inserting them into the recursive formula. Much better. This recursive form works a lot better with the problem. All right, so what are the first 3 terms? We'll start with 243, multiply by 1/3, and multiply by 1/3 again. So the first 3 terms are 243, 81, and 27. Knowing the different parts of the two formulas makes it simple to convert from one to the other depending on what the situation calls for. Now that you know all about arithmetic and geometric sequences, in the next lesson, we're going to pull everything together and talk about the ways different sequences can be used. See you then.